And welcome to the iFan Sports Network for this non-conference matchup this evening at the Mertz Mortarelli Gymnasium versus the UW-Eau Claire Blue Golds. Coming up Highway 53 for a couple-hour stint drive to take on the UW Superior Yellow Jackets. Coming into this one, UW-Eau Claire comes in with a 5-3 overall record on the season, and Yellow Jackets are sitting at 6-3. 0-2 in conference play, and those are really their last two losses. This past weekend, before those two games, they were riding a hot streak. We're getting honorable mention votes for Division III for one of the top 25 teams in the nation, and that has gone the other direction here for the Yellow Jackets. I'm joined here by Craig Morrissey, who will be running the color for us, and also the camera.
Yeah,
so, Craig, what do you think? What are you seeing here in the Yellow Jackets? Kind of getting closer to the Christmas break here, and I believe this will be their last game before they hit that break.
Yeah, well, it's great to always see a former WIAC matchup, a former conference here of UW Superior, and it's good to see Matt Seiverling as well, former UWS men's basketball coach here as well, as those two guys down there, Coach Polkowski and Seiverling. And those two get along very, very well. Great guys, and both programs obviously doing well. But yeah, if we start looking at UW Superior, it's a must show up here tonight because those two tough losses in conference, which they played well, but they really haven't been putting their scoring together since the 2-week layoff.
Right.
And that piece of it has made it a little challenging. And so for that standpoint, this is going to be an important one for them to get off to a good start here. We want Walker to be smooth. We need Fahrenholtz to be active. We need Johnson to knock some outside shots down as well.
Correct. And, and another number to watch is going to be number 2, Max Briggs. He's the freshman out of Woodbury, Minnesota, that got his first extensive time this season in the past game last Saturday and played very, very well off the bench. I expect to see Mr. Briggs getting some more minutes here this evening. And with that, here we're going to be getting going to starting lineups. We have the national anthem in the women's game. That women's game just ended here a bit ago, and it ended with a victory for the UW-Eau Claire Blue Golds, knocking out the Yellow Jackets 54-32, and really dominating play in the second half, outscoring the Yellow Jackets 20-8 in the final quarter, and just cruising to a pretty easy non-conference win. So with that, we're going to get out to the starting lamps. As I mentioned, Eau Claire Blue Golds are going to start number 3. That's Carter Hushka. He's a 6'7" senior out of Farmington, Minnesota. He's followed up by number 5, Drew Maloney, a 6'4" junior guard out of St. Charles, Minnesota. Also number 15 is Cade Hall, 6'5" senior out of Mauston, Wisconsin. And number 20, Michael Casper, 6'1" senior from Merrill, Wisconsin. And rounding out for the Blue Golds is number 30, and that is Michael Casper, 6'1" senior out of also Merrill, Wisconsin. For the Yellow Jackets, as I mentioned, coming in with a 6-3 overall record, they start number 0, Reed Johnson, 6'3" junior out of Chatfield, Minnesota. Number 1, TJ Moberg is a 5'11" point guard out of Champlin, Minnesota. And the hometown native back in the starting lineup after an injury, Joey Barker, 6'4" wingman, right here, like as I mentioned, from Superior, Wisconsin. Also, Joseph Fahrenholtz, the big man in the middle, 6'8", center from Chatfield, Minnesota. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Spartans is their go-to man, and that's going to be number 55, Javon Walker, and he's a 6'1" senior out of Rocheron, Texas. As I mentioned, this is going to be a big game for the Yellow Jackets. They're trying to get back on the winning track here after getting knocked off a couple games. We're going to kick it down to our sideline reporter, Xavier Wall. What do you got down there, Xavier?
I was talking to both head coaches before the game. Talking to Coach Polkowski, I asked, how important is this game for UWS? It is a non-conference game, but again, you have gone down the last 2 games here at home. So how important is this one to bounce back? He said, getting better. That's our focus, is to get better every single game, especially with Joey Barker back in the starting 5 for the first time in about a month. He's been injured up to this point. He's back in. It's Swarm Night here, UWS. Let's get going.
All right, good stuff there, Xavier. And right off the tip, the Yellow Jackets will win that. Yellow Jacket faithful loving that opening tip win for the Yellow Jackets. And Yellow Jackets in their home whites, gold letters and trim, and visiting Blue Golds in their navy with gold lettering and trim. And just like that, a great start for Joseph Fahrenholtz, just what the doctor ordered. He drains a mid-range jumper to put the Yellow Jackets ahead here 2-0. Blue Golds with the ball top of the key here. Tightly guarded there by Joey Barker. And Barker's off and running, and that one well defensed there by the Blue Golds. I thought Barker might get a free run at the hoop, but UW-Eau Claire would have none of it. Well defensed there by the Blue Golds. Long three is up. That one is no good. That shot was up by Michael Casper, and UWS doing a really good job on the boards clearing that. And that's another really good sign for the Yellow Jackets.
That's a great take there by Walker.
Javon Walker had a slow start in the Saturday game, had no points, which is very untypical of him. He gets off to a good start, so good signs there with Fahrenholtz and Walker, the leaders for the Yellow Jackets, getting off to a hot start. Here the Blue Golds, little runner, falls a little bit short. Might have got tipped or blocked a little bit. The Yellow Jacket student section was going crazy down there. And another steal here by the Blue Golds. That one taken away from Walker. Top of the key, the Yellow Jackets, that was Maloney. Here is Hushka looking to find some work inside the paint here. Well defensed there by the Yellow Jackets. Deep three there, money. Good looking shot there. Michael Casper drains that one from well beyond the three-point line.
It was almost back from Eau Claire County.
Yeah, that was deep. Got a report there that from our sideline guy, Xavier, and that young man is number 23 percentage-wise three-point shooter in the nation for the Blue Golds. Fahrenholtz work it. It's a deep three by Fahrenholtz. That one rims no good, and UW-Eau Claire comes away with the rebound. Yellow Jackets going with a man-to-man defense. And there's an errant pass. And, Craig, early on, I love the energy right now. The Yellow Jacket faithful are in their pajamas. It's pajama night here at the
Pajama
Mertz.
day here and swarm night. Yep.
Yeah, good to see
Love
there.
it.
And, that's one of the things I've learned here as my son has been going to college here, playing soccer here. The support by the other teams coming to the other events is really fun to see.
Yeah, it is. Good energy here tonight. The Mertz, the men's teams for sure have been doing a great job of putting fans in the seats here. Obviously, getting a quick 5-0 start was definitely some headline-worthy stuff.
Yeah.
But they've been playing very well.
There's Fahrenholtz going to work down low. Good defense, and there's a swat away by the Blue Golds. And that was number 5 getting the swat away by Maloney, but it gets traded back here to the Yellow Jackets. And here is Moberg.
Good hands by Walker to cause that turnover.
And that's the thing with Walker we talk about all the time, just the quick hands. Here's a long-range three, spins in and out. Barker tried to make a play on that one, just found his foot on the back line there. And checking in for the Blue Golds is going to be number 4, Caden Lecce. He's a 6'1 sophomore, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yellow Jackets will apply a little bit of full court pressure, make the Blue Golds work to get the ball up court. And that's Barker tightly defending Maloney. Here's Maloney. That
Good
one gets tapped away. Here comes Barker. Up, just rims out, no good, but Fahrenholtz battling. And that is Moberg, kicks to Barker, and Fahrenholtz not able to get that little short jumper in the lane to go down. Good looks there for the Yellow Jackets. And that might, I was going to say, Walker knows what he's doing down there and how to draw that offensive foul. Not his first rodeo, Craig.
Well, I really like the intensity they got on the defense. A lot of active hands, even in the transition piece.
Yeah.
But you're getting a lot of good box outs as well.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall on Monday, Tuesday practices here at the Mertz because,
Would you?
I am sure there was a lot of intensity and emotion going on after the Yellow Jackets' last 2 games. And you know what? They came out with a lot of energy and early on done exactly what they've wanted to do. Here's the Yellow Jackets on possession. Barker gets pinned down low, kicks it back out. Here's Walker, top of the key. He finds Fahrenholtz. And Barker thought about it and will take the three-point shot, back rim, and no good. That's UW-Eau Claire on the board. That was Hushka for the Blue Golds. Thanks again for tuning in to the iFan Sports Network. Appreciate you tuning in. If you want to give a shout out tonight, right on our site there's a spot where you can write a little blurb about who you're watching and who you're cheering on, and we'll get that on air when we get a second here.
Yeah, a couple notes here for UW-Eau Claire. Head coach Tanya Englund got her 400th win tonight, so congratulations to her in her 24th season there. So with that, again, another great seasons for her to be able to get to those marks.
Yeah, and we did get a quote from her. And Xavier, what did she have to say to you?
Well, I talked to her specifically first, of course, congratulated her on that 400th win with the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, an incredible achievement for Coach Englund and all of her staff. But also on that staff, a familiar face for the Yellow Jackets, Sally Linsmeyer, the all-time points leader for the UWS women's basketball team, is an assistant coach on Coach Englund's staff. I asked Coach Englund about working with Linsmeyer, and she only had the most positive things to say. It's extremely special to be able to play this game here at UWS, where Linsmeyer made her work as a UWS Yellow Jacket. It was a special experience for Coach Englund and company, especially coming away with that 400th win.
Yeah, that's impressive stuff. 24 seasons, it's a little mind-boggling to me. You think about the number of games, you think about the number of practices, you think about the number of student athletes she's coached, and it's an impressive stat, and kudos to her and congratulations to her and her staff. And while we were talking there, that was a Javon Walker jumper that went down. It's going to give the
three-pointer. Yeah,
that was a three, and that's going to give the Jackets a 6-3 lead here early on. So 15-12 remaining in the first half, and that led to a UW-Eau Claire timeout.
And I also got to give a shout out here to the Minarski family. They're out of Chippewa Falls, my hometown, and Eric, the father of Mason, who is a 6'1 freshman at Eau Claire, playing for Coach Seiverling. And so with that, good kid, graduated from Chippewa Falls High School.
Good stuff. Chi High.
That's right.
A little floater in the middle. That was number 15, Cade Hall, 6'5 senior from Austin. Nice little shot there in the paint. That one's up and in. Draws Eau Claire within one. And Yellow Jackets, that's going to be Reed Johnson up top. Here's TJ Moberg. Just able to get around, but that one's deflected there and blocked by number 5. He's been active early. That's Drew Maloney. Look at that steal. And that was a great pickpocket by TJ Moberg. Just picked his pocket clean. Second steal of the game already here early on for Moberg. Good start for Moberg. Blue Gold's working around the perimeter here. Far side three-point attempt. Rim, no good. Barker clears for the Yellow Jackets. That's going to be important for the Yellow Jackets to not give the Blue Golds any second, third opportunities, and he does just that.
Well, you saw 3 Yellow Jackets there for the rebound as well. So that a mark of importance here tonight for the Yellow Jackets.
Blue Gold's on the run here. Top of the key, that's number 11, Gunnar T-Bon, who just recently checked into the game. There's far side, that's Hall. Thought about top of the key three-pointer. We're going to get another long three-point attempt, and that's going to get the student section up and going a little bit with the air ball.
Coach Polkowski won't say anything about that. He'll encourage them to let that take those shots.
Absolutely, yep. You want to see that from your student section. Here's Barker, Spears Spartan. Shot well defensed, no good. Barker did have a pretty good look at it. And the Blue Gold's doing a good job not letting the Yellow Jackets get too many second, third opportunities. Top of the key, thought about it. He's going to take it right to the rim. That one's
good
well
hands.
defensed by Joseph Fahrenholtz. I know he's got folks from all over watch tonight, as does Mr. Javon Walker from all over. I know especially down in Texas.
Well, fan support is a huge thing, and if we get to do a little bit of that here on the iFan Sports Network, that's even better yet.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Craig. Checking in for the Yellow Jackets is going to be Andrew Cornelius. Also going to be looking here at Andrew Beers. And who's the third one? We got Melcher. Ty Melcher is also in, so 3 subs come in. With Mulberg, Johnson, and Barker
yep.
having a seat. There's far side. That's going to be T-Bon. Kicks it back out to Blair. Good, like a little move there, swim move there by number 3. That's Carter Hushka. He's able to put that one home and cut the lead to just 1 and almost a steal, but you know what? The quickness of Javon Walker was making sure that was not going to happen. And Yellow Jackets will set up their offense here. Here's Cornelius trying to get some work in down low. Shot up, no good. Rebound there. That was Carter Lishton, who's also just checked into the game for the Blue Golds. Far side. We're going to have a corner 3. Rim in and out, no good. Melcher with the rebound. And Yellow Jackets look to run maybe here a little bit. Here's Walker. Walker slashing the hoop. He finds Beers and drive the hoop. That one's well defensed, so that was number 11, Gunnar T-Bon, with the good defense for the Blue Golds. And early on, we got a tight one here. 8-7, 11-10 remaining in the first half. Good bounce pass in the middle, but shot is up and no good. And that will...
Yeah, it was a good job there by Ty Melcher to be able to get over there, make that shot get adjusted in midair.
Absolutely, and that's going to be, the ball will go the way of the Yellow Jackets here. The Blue Golds will apply a little bit of full court pressure, and Yellow Jackets will be patient as they call the dogs off a little bit here. Here's Melcher running the point, back out to Beers. There's Walker. Melcher looking for something inside, nothing there. He's going to kick it to Fahrenholtz. Fahrenholtz thought about it, and he's going to go right to the rack here. Up, strong move, but well defense. That was blocked there by Carter Hushka for the Blue Golds. There's a drive penetration, gets right to the rim rather easily. That time was Gunnar T-Bon. And that one's down and good. That's going to give the Blue Golds their first lead of the game at 9-8.
Notice, too, in the backcourt, they're giving a little extra help here for Javon Walker not to have to do all that extra work, wear himself out a little bit, and let him relax and let the game come to him.
Well, right on cue there, Craig, is Walker nailing down the mid-range jumper, putting the Yellow Jackets back up at 10-9. And it's good to see Walker getting off to a hot start. Far side 3, I think it would have been a 3, and that's going to be Melcher coming away at it with it out of the pack. And here's Melcher. He finds Beers far side. Back out to Fahrenholtz. Here is Walker. That shot back rim, no good.
Good looking shot.
Yeah,
and it's in. Hey.
Yeah. Well, if they let that one play off the top of the backboard on the shot clock, that would have been fantastic. Unfortunately, they don't. You know, I'm trying to find where's Xavier in the crowd here, Craig. And I'm looking down there. We got a heck of a student section here tonight.
Here for me. I don't know if I like it very much. Boys, can I hear something, please?
Can you hear us down there?
It's no question. UW-Eau Claire is one of the best shooting teams in the country right now. From this corner, they're struggling. The energy of Swarm Night is affecting UW-Eau Claire, and it's showing up on the stat sheet. Boys, is UW-Eau Claire going to win?
Well, not if they let too much of that happen right there.
Boys, listen to me for a second. Is UW-Eau Claire going to win? No. Is UWS going to win? Yeah. Thank you very much. Back to you guys.
All right, good stuff there. We had our sideline guy, Xavier Wall, kind of right in the thick of the student section. That was fun, having him right in the midst of the swarm down there for the Yellow Jacket. Here's Melcher on the drive. Tough shot, no good.
Yeah, stellar defense there by the Blue Golds there along the baseline.
11-10 is the Blue Gold lead here, 8.5 remaining in the first half. Here's a penetration, scoop shot up and in, and that shot was good for Carter Hushka. That's his 4th point of the game. Here's Walker to Barker. Yep, good stuff down there, Xavier. Appreciate that. Here's Evan Bennett that just checked into the game for the Yellow Jackets, Superior native, former Superior Spartan. Speaking of former Spartans, there's Joey Barker. Mid-range jumper, front rim, no good. And again, Craig, great job on the board for UW-Eau Claire. They're not going to let the Yellow Jackets get second shots here.
No, a size advantage right now with the squads that are on the floor. A size advantage going here slightly tilted to Eau Claire. You can see that.
Boy, acrobatic move there in the paint. Again, that was Carter Hushka. Very acrobatic in the paint, able to get that one to go down. That's his 6th point of the game, and that's going to lead to a Yellow Jacket timeout as the Blue Golds take a 5-point lead here. 7:31 remains in the first half. So after a strong start there, Craig, here in the first maybe 5-6 minutes, it's kind of went the other way of the Blue Golds.
Well, it has just a little bit as they're attacking the rim now. They got a little size advantage. Fahrenholtz out right now as well, so that extra defense, that height down low to deter some of that is out. So with that, the Blue Golds attacking the rim here in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, they sure have had a lot of success at the rim, and you know what I always say, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it, so why not go back to the well, and that's what the Blue Golds have been doing here. And we'll see what the Yellow Jackets are able to come up with here after that timeout. Want to thank you again for tuning in tonight, iFan Sports Network. And with that, we're going to go down to Xavier. What do you got for us down there, Xavier?
Well, it seems very rare that I say this, but the key player right now for the Yellow Jackets, especially down here on this extremely elevated sideline, the key player is not Javon Walker, it's not Joey Barker. Excuse me, sorry, I was a little distracted there. It's not Javon Walker, it's not Joseph Fahrenholtz. It is right now TJ Moberg. When he was playing good early on, and he still is playing good, don't get me wrong, but when he was really, really on top of his game, UWS had the lead and they kept it. Now, as he started to sag off a little bit and let other players around him play their game, UW-Eau Claire has figured out how to deal with that. As soon as Moberg got his hands active on defense, then the Blue Golds didn't have an answer.
Yep, good stuff there, Xavier. That foul was assessed to Caden Lecha of the Blue Golds. And that's going to be their team's 2nd foul. So foul's not a problem for either team. Here's a long-range 3. Bennett, that hit nothing. And Blue Golds clear. Bennett not able to get going quite yet. A couple games back, though, he kind of got hot from the outside. He's going to look to try to do that again to see if he can repeat some previous performances.
Yeah, Bennett is a good shooter, so.
Yeah, we've got to see a lot of him through the years, haven't we, Craig?
Yeah, we sure have. And I'll say for shooting, the only way to get out of a slump is to keep shooting.
Well, I've only watched him since he's been like in 3rd grade, so I got a lot of Evan Bennett time through the years. Good kid, good family.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Bennett, speaking which, with the ball, and here is Reed Johnson. That one gets taken away though by the Blue Golds. And who do we have on the sideline down there waiting to check in? Xavier. We got Walker and Fahrenholtz ready to check back in. I thought I saw Briggs down there too. No Briggs yet. Good board there by Joey Barker. And there's an Evan Bennett 3. Draws nothing, but he got hammered on that one. And Bennett's going to go to the line to shoot 3 here. That was a full-blown collision on the near side corner here.
Didn't get any assistance from the bench either.
Nope. They're not going to give him any hand right there. Here's Bennett to shoot the first of 3. That one's up and good.
That's important for a shooter, too. Get to that free throw line, get that stroke in. And
it's always good. You want to see that first one finally go down for you. Then Bennett hits the second one there. And as we mentioned, coming back into the game is Fahrenholtz, and Walker is going to be coming in for Bennett. And the third throw up for Bennett is up, and that one is good. So Bennett nails all 3 free throws and draws the Yellow Jackets to within 2.
You know, another good sign here, too, even with the defense the way they've been playing. Only 1 foul so far through this game, which we don't really have to worry much about foul trouble here at this point, where some of these games we did get into early foul trouble.
Correct, yeah. It's been a pretty clean game for both sides, really. Looking to pick the pocket there, that was Reed Johnson. Here's going to be a far side 3, money. That's going to be number 2, Carter Litchin, that hit that 3. He's a 6'3" sophomore from Olathe, Kansas. And top of the key, that was Fahrenholtz, kicks it over to Reed Johnson. Moberg, top of the key. Here's Walker, who we mentioned just entering the game. Oh, he finds a nice look inside to Fahrenholtz. Fahrenholtz back rims that one. And you know what? That was a really, really heads-up play there by T.J. Moberg.
That was Moberg.
Yep.
Good call, Xavier.
Yep, that was a really good play down
the
there
hands
by
of Moberg making a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's one that we talked about, him and Reed Johnson, that have struggled a little bit here as of late. So looks like, both of them made some impacts here early in this game.
Well, we need to get some clean looks here, too. Good take to the rack there by Walker. Fahrenholtz really trying. He's struggling to put those little ones in here right at the moment.
Yeah, and Craig, those were 2 point-blank shots that those 2 young men rarely miss. Nice trap there, and that's going to get stolen away by Javon Walker. Yeah. And he throws that one down, the slam dunk for Javon Walker. And that's going to get a little bit of juice to the crowd here. And also draw within 3 points here of the Blue Golds. And the student section getting a little rowdy over there. Far side 3-pointer. And boy, there's an answer right in front of the student section there. And that was number 11 for the Blue Golds. That was Gunnar T-Bon that drained that one. And like I said, right within steps of the student section. As they were razzing him, he's like,
he could feel the breath.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't care. I'm draining this 3 anyway. Here's Walker, kicks it outside. Barker, he's going to get to the rim, and he finds a wide open Fahrenholtz. Good dish there by Barker to Fahrenholtz. And there's not saran wrap on that rim for Fahrenholtz. After all, he's able to put that one down. And back to a 4-point lead for the Blue Golds. Back rim 3-point, no good. And another 3-point shot. That one also back rims, but UW-Eau Claire getting third opportunity, another one that's missed, and I believe we're going to get a UW-Eau Claire foul here, Craig. And that looks like that one.
Well, you're going to get rewarded on that. You put a butt on somebody, and typically somebody's going to come over your back, and that's just exactly what happened. So
that foul is going to get assessed to number 2. That's Carter Litchin. And that's just his first, team 4th. And we have 3:26 here remaining in the first half. Yellow Jackets, a little bit of pressure there. The Blue Golds back off. We got Moberg running the point here for the Jackets. 3-point attempt, back rim no good. There's Barker giving the Yellow Jackets another opportunity. Walker will be patient here. Clears a little bit of space, kicks it to a deep 3. And that's money.
That's in range now.
Yeah, that's a Reed Johnson.
Johnson needs that.
Yeah, that's a deep 3. That was well beyond the 3-point line. And he drains that. Yellow Jackets needed that one. They draw within 1 here. 2:50 remaining in the first half. Mid-range jumper, good. And, every time the Yellow Jackets, you think they've had an answer, well, the Blue Golds have an answer right back. And that was number 11, Gunnar T-Bon. He's on the board for 7 now. A nice mid-range jumper to answer the Moberg 3. Johnson 3. Another deep one. Moberg, front rim, no good. Had a good look at it. Here's T-Bon, kicks it over near side. Yellow Jackets, I'll be interested to see the halftime stats. They've been shooting a high percentage from behind the arc in terms of shots behind the arc. 7 seconds remain on the shot clock. Going to have to get something off here soon. Well defensed by Fahrenholtz, but even a better play there. That's going to be number 15, Cade Hall, that sends that one home. Tough shot there, and well defensed by Fahrenholtz. Here's a long three by Barker. No good. No Jackets really crashing the boards right there, and Blue Gold's able to get an easy rebound. Here are the Blue Golds trying to extend their 5-point lead here. Minute and a half remaining in the first half. There's a drive to the rim, and that's going to be an and one. Cade Hall with the bucket. Joey Barker for the Jackets with the foul. And that's going to be the 6th point for Cade Hall. And our great statistician down courtside, Xavier, said that Hall is a 45% free throw shooter. Now, I'm not sure if that's a jinx or not. He has shot 29 of them. Well, I guess we'll find out right now. He's making just about half of them. Back rim, no good. There you go, Xavier. Good call. Here's Walker doing what he does and finding a way to get to the rim. Back rim, no good. Good rebound there by Joseph Fahrenholtz, and a nice soft touch by the big man. Yep. And he puts that one down, cutting the lead back down to 5. But every time, the Blue Golds have had an answer. We'll see if they get an answer on this possession here. Thought about a three-point attempt. Fake, three-point attempt, back up top of the key. Still plenty of time left on the shot clock. Mid-range jumper. The back rim's no good, and Javon Walker secures the rebound. So now, Yellow Jackets, 40 seconds. Depending on how quickly they get this shot, they're not going to get a shot because that one is thrown away, turnover, and at the rim. Shot's no good, but that one's a foul there. Cade Hall, Johnny on the spot. He gets that rebound and puts that one in. And with that, that's going to get a timeout here in the waning moments for the Yellow Jackets. Coach Polkowski wants to set something up here. The shot clock will be off. Just a smidge over 28 seconds left here, Craig. 29-22, 7-point lead. We'll see what Coach Polkowski draws up here as the conclusion of the first half comes.
Well, the one thing I can say, I am impressed with how Barker is actually looking after coming back from his injuries and then having the injured ankle, and he is he looks fast. Like that may not even be bothering him at all at this point. So a few rebounds there, good transition. So it's good to have that hop there and Barker back in a full lineup too.
Yeah, he's a big part of what the Yellow Jackets do. I mean, and Barker for years now, this is being in his 4th season. I know he has one more year of eligibility left that I think there's a high percentage that he does take here, which is great for the Yellow Jackets here. But, he's just a young man that does a lot for the Yellow Jackets and a key contributor that's been nice to have him back in the lineup here. Yep,
and a great kid, too. I've known where you've known Bennett that long, I've known Joey that long.
I have, too. Yeah, Barker, I've known him since the Rookie Basketball Association days back at the Salvation Army. So, good kid and a great family. As we said, the Yellow Jackets will try to work for a last shot here. Here's Walker, top of the key. Step back. It's going to be a 2, I believe. It's no good. And now the Blue Golds are going to get a shot here, maybe before the buzzer. And they do, but that one rims off and no good. So with that, we will go to halftime here with the Blue Golds maintaining a 7-point lead, 29-22 at the break. And we may get Coach Polkowski of the Yellow Jackets here at halftime.
I don't think so. He's already on the run.
Is he already on the run?
Yeah, he's way out there.
Yeah, he may have said, I got better things to do right now, and I got to talk to my team. Understandably, maybe we'll get a chance to catch him after the game here. So like that. He's like, I got to go see Xavier. I cannot miss out on Xavier Walt. So we do get Coach Polkowski. And what do you got, Xavier?
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, you got me?
Yes.
All right, Coach, overall, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I just think, we've been talking for a while, and you and I at halftime, we may be down, but I feel like we're yeah, there's just more of our identity on the floor right now than what we've seen the last week. So I'm happy with that. And, I thought maybe our shot selection was not the best to end the half. We got to finish more at the rim. Obviously, they're a big physical team, so it's not going to be easy. But this is a step in the right direction, so that's where I'm at. But, when we make mistakes, if we reach, they score. If we turn it over, they get live ball turnover, they score. So we got to keep playing smart and see what happens in the second half here.
Yeah, when the defense was switched on, it really looked good. The identity of the Yellow Jackets was absolutely there. But then when they switch off, easy buckets like that, how do you keep the team for the last 20 minutes in this game?
Well, I think we got to make decisions on the offensive end that doesn't put that feeling in the gym. You feel that, our guys feel that, people in the stands feel that. So it's got to go back to playing smart. We reached a couple times and we want our guys to be aggressive. We get blown by. Okay, we leave our feet, make it three. We have a bad turnover when the guy didn't roll. We threw it, which is fine. That's what he saw. It was a decision he made, but it's just staying as on the same page as we can.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach.
Good stuff there by Coach Polkowski. And I thought, Craig, you brought up a really good point. They've had some good looks right really close to the rim there that they weren't able to finish. And, you put 2 or 3 of those in, and you're almost looking at a deadlock game. So those matter. Every shot matters. I know that sounds a little cliche, but it's true.
Well, it is. And I think Coach Polkowski has what I like is he's very realistic.
Absolutely.
Right? He's just going to give you brass tacks. And he's true on everything that he stated there. Shot selection, we had a couple shots early in the possession where you don't have any rebounders in the available area.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just a giveaway at that point. But at that, those shots are going to fall at some point, those close ones.
Right.
Defensively, yep, you got a couple initial steals, and you got some initial steals by the reach around. But if you don't get it, now you are behind your offensive player, right? So that gives that extra lane. And, it's just going back to some of those basics on his defense is just what he's talking about. If we leave our feet, they'll get a 3. They can go by, which all those. And those are all things that they do and they have done very well.
Right.
And but that's what happens. You get some of these teams. WIAC has been known as one of the toughest divisions in Division III basketball.
Absolutely.
And it's a game on every night in that conference. So for them, they bring it. And the moment that we don't capitalize on something, they most likely will.
Correct.
So that's where we got to just really tighten up our spots. We'll be good. I'm like I said, I really like the way Barker is moving. He's very active.
Yeah.
No hindrance on that standpoint. We got Johnson that dropped a 3 from outside. That's got to be a little bit of a confidence builder as well. So with that, I think it'll be a good one. It's a 7-point game right now, but here again, I think we're sitting in a good position. And Coach also said it, right? He's happy that his team is kind of starting to come back to what it was before those 2-week layoffs.
Correct.
He's starting to see the resemblance of that team coming back, and that's what he's excited about. Yes, he would love to win this game.
Sure.
But he is building for the conference side of things to run the conference, and you got to make a big – being down 2 games already, you need to make a run on that. So
yeah, I think you're right, and Coach Polkowski nailed it. Like, he's looking for certain things from his players that show they're heading in the right direction. In the first half, they had some opportunities and some things that happened in that first half that show that they are kind of leaning towards that direction. Like you said, if some of those shots start to fall for them, we might have a different game. We will go over some halftime stats here for the UW-Eau Claire Blue Golds. Carter Hushka's had a really nice first half. He was 3 for 4 from the field, total of 3 rebounds. He was good for 6 points in the first half. Drew Maloney, he was good for no points, but he does have 3 rebounds and played some good defense. Mentioned his name a few times there in the first half. Cade Hall, another strong performance for him in the first half. He was 4 for 6 from the field and also had 6 rebounds and on the board for 8 total points. Also had 3 steals, so he's been active all over the floor here for the Blue Golds. Nolan Blair, just 1 for 6 from the field, 2 points, also 3 turnovers for the Blue Golds. Michael Casper, 1 for 3 from the field, 3 total points. Gunnar Tebon, who's looked really good for the Blue Golds, 3 of 8 from the field, 1 for 2 from behind the arc, and he is on the board for 7 points. And then rounding out the scoring for the Blue Golds is going to be Carter Lischin, 1 for 1 from the field, 1 for 1 from behind the 3-point arc, and he was good for 5 points on the half. So total overall totals for the Blue Golds, 13 for 31 from inside the paint, 3 of 10 from the 3-point line, and just the 1 free throw. Really, there's not been many free throws on either side. They're just 0 for 1 in the first half for the Blue Golds, just 3 for 3 for the Yellow Jackets. And speaking of which, we'll go over their halftime stats. Reed Johnson, who showed some flashes there, he was able to knock down that 3, and that's what he has on the board is 3 points, 2 rebounds. TJ Moberg, he's on the board for 2 points, 1 for 3 from the field. Joey Barker, we talked about him, had some really nice looks down low. He's looked active. He was 0 for 5 from the field, including 0 for 2 from behind the arc, and no points on the board for Barker, but he does have 5 rebounds for the Yellow Jackets, leading the way along with Fahrenholtz, who also has 5 rebounds, 3 for 9 from the field, and a total of 6 points for Fahrenholtz. Javon Walker, 4 of 10, shooting 40% from the field, and he is good on the board for 8. He's leading the Yellow Jackets with those 8 points. And the other points scored were by Evan Bennett. Superior native was on the board. He shot 3 free throws on that 3-point attempt in which he was fouled. Drained all 3 of them. Overall totals, 9 for 33 from the field were the Yellow Jackets, but Craig, 1 for 9. And this is a common theme. If you've been watching the Yellow Jackets the last few games, they have not been hitting they've been hitting a very, very low percentage from behind the arc. I know last Friday night's game they hit 1, and that was a buzzer beater at right before half, and that's the only 3 they hit that game. And if my memory serves, the Saturday afternoon game, they also had 1. So that's going to have to change if they're going to get back in this game.
Well, I think that kind of puts, the Yellow Jackets are getting back into their rhythm right now. They've had a few injuries. Players have been out. There's been some sicknesses floating around. So it kind of looks like they're kind of getting back to where they were. Like I mentioned before, I like the idea that Moberg is handling the ball a little more. Same for Melchert. That they're handling the ball, taking away some of those extra duties for Walker, that he don't have to work that 90 feet of the basketball floor, and let him get back into 45 feet and save some of that energy to be able to use his explosiveness and let everybody else handle the ball. I think that's a big part of that. The nice part is we really do not have any foul problems right at the moment. So with that's going to be a great thing. And so that's going to that works well in their favor for sure.
And Craig, we do have a shout out, Margot Fahrenholtz, Joseph. Is that his mom or grandma?
Yep, mom out of Chatfield.
Joseph's mom out of Chatfield, Minnesota. And shout out from Aunt Karen in Fountain, Minnesota. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your support. And
thanks for the shout out as well. We always talk about shout outs, and this is the quick and easy way, because I know we always tell players that they can go back in and read those shout outs that come in too. So that's always fun to be able to go back and do that too. And again, that's right below your screen. Just let it know who you are, where you're watching from, and any good message, and we'll get that up here on the air as well. But
well, with that, why don't we kick it over to some of our advertisers that have been gracious enough to help support what we do here for you. What seems like on a nightly basis, depending on where we're at and what sport we're doing, Craig, you know all too well.
This week it's every night.
Yeah, it has been, and you know what? It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I know you do as well. But we couldn't do it without these great advertisers. So with that, let's have a look and a listen to some of these great folks that support the iFan Sports Network.
Superior Water, Light, and Power reminds customers to please shovel snow away from your gas meters and regulators. Snow removal allows for proper operation of the equipment and clears a safer path for their employees to more easily access your meters. A safety message from Superior Water, Light, and Power, an elite company. Great service, even better, at swlp.com and on Facebook.
Good boy. You're such a good boy.
I think it's time we got a dog.
But my landlord won't let me have pets.
I've got an idea about that, too.
You've got big dreams and a bold imagination. Let's see how we can help. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible. Imagination makes a community grow. So bring us your best ideas. Let's see how we can help. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Superior Water, Light, and Power wants you to be aware of potential carbon monoxide poisoning, a colorless, odorless, tasteless, and toxic gas. Flu-like symptoms, headaches, and nausea are some signs to watch for. Excessive moisture on windows, black soot on registers, and strange odors from heating appliances could be an indication of carbon monoxide poisoning. If you suspect a problem, call SWLNP, the Superior Fire Department, or your local fuel supplier. A safety reminder from Superior Water, Light, and Power, an elite company.
Yay! Here you go, sweetheart.
It's your first savings account.
A savings account? Imagine the possibilities.
Oh, no.
But I really wanted a basketball.
You may dribble me.
Imagining a bright future? Let's see how we can help. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
And welcome back to the iFan Sports Network. We're just about ready here, set to tip off the second half with the Blue Golds holding a 29-22 advantage after the first half of play.
I was just going through looking at some of our sponsors that they continue to go through. Chemist Oil and Tire out there in South Superior. Brand new pumps that they put in out there. Just another great addition out there. Make sure that service matches as the matches up to the service that they provide out there. Just more opportunities. So with that, taking care of their customers, and also just saw Exodus Global as well. You can see them from the High Bridge out there on Connor's point, and they got a big addition that's going on out there too.
They do. They got a number of different additions going on down there, and Kevin Barine, just a great local guy, great local. He's a big guy in terms of staying local, and he does it. His employees love him. I know that. And with that, we're going to start off the second half here. The Blue Golds have possession, holding that 7-point lead here, as the Yellow Jackets will try to chip away at that. And I think they're going to get a foul called on Javon Walker there. Tried to step through. Walker got a little bit piece of the hand there.
That'll be his second personal and team's first here in this second half.
Yeah, and as we mentioned here, nobody really in any serious foul trouble, which is good for both sides. Here are the Blue Golds looking for a drive penetration. Nice look down low. Sweet reverse layup there. That was number 5, Drew Maloney. And the Blue Golds kind of pick up where they left off in the second half, extend that lead to 9 points right now as we're in the first minute of play in the second half. Here's Moberg, kicks to Walker, back to Moberg. And Moberg gets to the rim, and he scores. Walker. And that's a good sign. Walker does that very, very well. He's slippery inside and very athletic and can create really even midair. And with that, that's going to be Walker's 10th point of the game. And that shot is up and in. And an answer by Cade Hall, the 6'5" senior out of Mauston. And it's been kind of the story a lot tonight, Craig. Every time the Yellow Jackets score, it seems like the Blue Golds have an answer. So just not able to cut into that deficit quite yet are the Yellow Jackets. Here's Johnson. Fahrenholtz, back rim no good. And rebound clear by Carter Hushka of the Blue Golds. And Fahrenholtz 2 of 9 from the field now. Long three is good. And that's by number 30, Michael Casper. He drains the long three. And right now, Craig, the Yellow Jackets are in a little bit of danger zone.
Well, the scary part is Blue Golds were missing those threes early on.
Right.
They hit a couple throughout the whole first half, but now if they get that going, then there could be some real problems.
Long three there. That was by Moberg. No good. Drew Air. And the Blue Golds come away with the rebound and have possession, trying to extend their 36-24 lead early here in the second half. Good defense there. That was Reed Johnson getting the strip. Here's Moberg to Barker. Yellow Jackets will be patient here, look for a good shot. And this will be a great shot if it goes down. Does not. Back rims, and the Blue Golds will be on the run here. Good spin move in the lane. Pretty shot there, Craig.
Yeah, it is.
Spinning move there. That's Carter Hushka, who's looked really good tonight, folks. He's on the board for 8, and that was a pretty move right there. Little token pressure there by the Blue Golds. There's Walker. If anybody can ignite the Yellow Jackets, this would be the young man that does it right here. Back to Walker.
Well, you can see where some of that success is coming is actually right down the middle, right down the middle of the lane. You just got to get past that first one, and then
right. Strong inside there again. Carter Hushka, who's having a whale of a game here. That's his 10th point, and he just bodied up and went strong to the rim there. And that's going to give the Blue Golds a 40-24 lead and a Yellow Jacket timeout. And with that, we're going to go down to Xavier Walt. What do you got, Xavier?
Guys, the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire has taken 5 shots early on in the second half. They've hit all 5. It is an 11-2 run to open up this half for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, and I tell you, if you're the Yellow Jackets, that's exactly what you don't want to see. 5 for 5. You know, you're hoping to come out of halftime, maybe make a dent where you can kind of peck away at that lead, and it's gone the other direction.
Well, in a lot of cases, you know, when you get those teams that are struggling to score, sometimes your best offense is defense.
Correct.
Right? The problem is we're not getting the defensive stops to help ignite that offense as well.
No.
And that kind of compromises everything, because now you you feel like you're burning at both ends of the floor and you're not getting rewarded for that. So with that, I'm going to look. Bukowski's going to work something here. He'll get a set play, get somebody a good look, hopefully ignite that offense.
And Craig, off that timeout, they're going to bring in the freshman Max Briggs out of Woodbury, Minnesota. We mentioned him in our last telecast last Saturday. He came off the bench and played some quality minutes in the second half, and I thought was one of the better players in the court in the second half. So we'll see what Briggs can bring to the table here to maybe give the Yellow Jackets a little bit of a jolt. Speaking of Briggs, he's got the ball here right now, kicks it to Barker, far side. Here's a spinning move by Walker, but that one just gets taken away. What a heck of a defensive play there. That was number 20 for the Blue Golds, Nolan Blair. Just absolutely just took it away from Walker on that play.
But I did like the penetration. That's what I like to see out of that.
I agree.
Let him get to the rack and.
Yep, that's what he does, and we want him to continue to do that because more times than not, he's going to have success. Here's Fahrenholtz trying to work his way down in the paint. That one gets deflected, and it must have gone off of Fahrenholtz's foot, it looks like potentially, and it's going to be blue gold ball here. 15:42 remaining in the second half. And Blue Gold sub coming in the first time is number 1. This is a tough name here. David Ayajabola. That is a mouthful. 6'2 senior out of Brooklyn Park. Blue Gold's top of the key. 3-point attempt. Back rim no good, but tipped out, and the Blue Golds will maintain possession. The last thing the Yellow Jackets need is to give the Blue Gold second and third opportunities. Nice give and go, and the slam dunk is good. Carter Hushka again.
Yeah, he's played well. Looks good.
Yeah, he's played really well. He's really trying to get after that Numi Jeweler gem of the game at this point here, Craig. Here's Barker. Trying to create. Here's Fahrenholtz. That one goes down for Fahrenholtz. Good shot there by Fahrenholtz. He gets on the board. And Melchert and Cornelius will check in at the next whistle. So if you're the Yellow Jackets, Craig, you just got to peck away. Get defensive stops. And they get quality looks on the offensive side. There's a stop right there for the Yellow Jackets.
I was just going to say it helps if they miss.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. That's what they needed right there. And there's a step through. And again, Javon Walker just doing what he does, right?
But where's he doing that? He's doing that right in the middle of the lane.
Absolutely.
So Barker drove the lane, got the nice kick out. So
almost a steal there by Fahrenholtz, and we get one anyway. And that steal by Moberg, up and good. And that could be a sign of life here for the Yellow Jackets. It's going to be a 3-point opportunity for the Yellow Jackets. Steal, bucket by Moberg. He's going to get a chance to get the old-fashioned here. And that foul was assessed to number 30 for the Blue Golds. That's Michael Casper. Just his team first of the second half. Moberg currently a 75% free throw shooter on the season. And his shot is up and good.
That foul was called on Michael Casper. That was his first personal and the team's first.
42-31, so the Yellow Jackets make a little bit of a dent here, and that's exactly what you need to do is just, like we said, peck away at it a little bit and try to close that gap little by little, and the Yellow Jackets will try to do that by putting on a little bit of full court pressure here and try to get a steal. Blue Golds break it rather easily. 3-point attempt. Boy, nothing but money there for Michael Casper. He drains the long distance tray, far side corner. And Yellow Jackets on the run. Here's Melchert, kicks it out to Briggs. And that is Melchert. Yeah, that's Melchert, top of the key. Back to Walker. Mid-range jumper for Walker. Swish. Yeah, by the looks of it, Walker is starting to feel, that's a good call there, Xavier. He's starting to feel like he wants that ball in his hands because he's feeling it right now. 3-point attempt, no good. But stolen away by UW-Eau Claire. Deep three, front rim, no good. And Yellow Jackets just cannot come away with that rebound. Looked like that Cornelius had that rebound, but UW-Eau Claire very active on the offensive boards. And that stat is very disparaging for the Yellow Jackets. There's a lefty.
Great backdoor cut.
Yep, great backdoor cut. That's right, Craig. And that was number 30, Michael Casper. And he's on the board for 11 now for the Blue Golds. So just like when the Yellow Jackets felt like they might be getting a little bit of momentum, the Blue Golds steal it right back.
Ooh.
And that's got to be a foul right there. Yep, that sends Walker to the floor. And that foul will go on number 11 for the Blue Golds. That's going to be Gunnar T-Bon. Looks like Walker is okay. Shaking it off. Got a hit to the face there a little bit. But strong young man and definitely a competitor is Walker. Here's Melchert. Finds Cornelius, top of the key here. Here's Briggs back to Melchert. Thought about it, will take it, and he'll nail it.
Got it.
Melchert nails the three-pointer. And again, the Yellow Jackets try to bring some heat here, see if they can get a quick turnover. But they break the press rather easily, and they'll set up offense here with a 47-36 advantage. 12:07 remains here in the second half. And speaking of and one opportunities, there's going to be one for the Blue Golds. That's Caden Lecce that drains that one, and he's going to go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. That foul is going to go on Briggs for the Jackets, his first foul. Free throw is up and good. We're going to go down to sideline reporter. What do you got down there, Xavier?
Right now for UWS through this game, 16 boards for the Yellow Jackets, double the number for UW-Eau Claire, 32 rebounds for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, and that's highly noticeable. They're just controlling the boards, and that's just a big factor in the game. I mean, they're not giving up second, third opportunities. Great look down low. There's Briggs finding the bucket, his first bucket of the game, but fantastic feed there by Mr. Javon Walker. Here are the Blue Golds, top of the key, tipped away, but it goes right in the hands of Maloney. And that's
nice
good defense. So that's Beers who just entered into the game, good hands. And just when I said he has good hands, it slipped out of his hands. He's saying it got deflected, and it may have, but I think it went off of Beers last.
I think that's why it went off of his hands, because it was deflected on that. But I think you look at this UWS team, and I think you watch them really fly around when the emotion starts to get higher, and
Correct.
You can feel that energy and the emotion. And I think we need that pajama party over there to start making some noise.
Yeah, let's get them riled up down there, Xavier. Let's go. Here are the Blue Golds. That's number 11, T-Bon guarded by Walker. And we'll stay with the Blue Golds. Got up and close there with Xavier Waltz on the sideline there. Hi, Xavier. Beers heavily guarding Hushka, who's been playing a whale of a game, but steal there by Briggs. We talked about his quickness that Briggs brings to the game. He activates that right there with a steal. Here's Beers, top of the key, Briggs. And it might be Walker time here, folks. We'll see what he decides to do. Ooh. Well, not a good decision there by Walker. Kind of a lazy pass, but the Yellow Jackets catch a big break. The Blue Golds miss the bunny, and this would be a big three. No good.
That would have been huge.
Yeah, that would have been a big, huge three there for the Jackets, but
would have pumped a little life back here into the Mertz as well.
Yeah, it absolutely would have. Here are the Blue Golds. Near side, kicks it back up top of the key. Blue Golds will try to work a little bit of clock here. Still just over 10 minutes remaining. Drive, scoop, and they're going to get a foul. And that was number 11 taking the ball to the rack, Gunnar T-Bon. And that foul is going to get assessed to number 3, Ty Melchert.
That will be his first personal, and it will be a team's third here in the second half.
50-38 is the Blue Gold's lead. They'll look to extend. Their free throw is up, rattles around and goes in. And Fahrenholtz will check back in,
Along
as
with
will
Barker.
Barker.
Yep. And Moberg.
And Javon Walker will get what I'm guessing will be a very quick breather. Second throw up, and that one is good. Coming in for the Blue Golds is number 15. That's Cade Hall. And Hall does have 10 points on the evening. Briggs inbounds. And just about a steal there for Carter Litchin.
That was close because he threw that in and it went off of Moberg's foot.
Correct. And Briggs will once again inbound here to try to beat the Blue Gold full court pressure they're applying here. And he kind of got stuck in that corner again. And it's going to be Blue Gold ball. That full court pressure is giving the Yellow Jackets a little bit of problem here. And that
I think a little bit that has the size of those guards as well.
It does.
We got Eau Claire has definitely got some size advantage there. Arm reach, creating those passing lanes a little tougher.
Yeah, and Moberg got pinned down the corner there again. That one, I'm not sure if he lost the handle there or not. Must have got stripped away. It'll stay with the Blue Golds. And Xavier brought up a good point. Looking up and down the UW-Eau Claire roster, they have all but one player that's at least over 6 foot and higher. So a lot of length right now on the floor at any given time for the Blue Golds. Top of the key, that's Litchin. And here is Blair.
3 seconds left here on the
Shot is
clock.
up and no good. And we're going to get a foul on the floor. And it looks like it might get assessed. Joey Barker might have come over the back. I wanted to mention Nolan Blair, 6'3" guard from Stevens Point. His brother is one of the key scorers over for the UMD Bulldogs.
That was Nolan Blair that just took a big shot coming around the screen,
and he also took a big shot right there. With
yes, he did.
3-point.
He didn't answer. He got hit in the face.
Yep. There's a Warrior right there. Drains the 3 after getting popped in the face. And with that, it's a 55-38 advantage right now. The Blue Golds over the Yellow Jackets. Here's Barker trying to find a seam. That one gets stolen away. And right now, Craig, it's just not working right now for the Yellow Jackets. Blue Golds, top of the key. There's Blair, far side.
You can see the Blue Golds, they run that 5 out. Oops. I gotta run the camera here too.
Shot up.
But Blue Golds run that 5 out. Yeah,
Ooh.
That's Casper again.
Yeah, Casper drains that one. He was almost out of bounds when he shot that one. That was so deep. And now it's a 20-point advantage here for the Blue Golds as they're starting to run away with this thing a little bit here. You find Fahrenholtz down low, and he's calling for a foul.
Calling for the goaltend.
Or goaltend, none was called. And we'll play on here. Easy bucket there down low. Carter Hushka again. And we're going to get a foul here. Looks like that one is going to go on number 20, Nolan Blair for the Blue Golds. And with that, the Yellow Jackets will call a timeout here, talk this thing over as, Craig, this lead is really ballooned now at this point.
Well, I said if they start knocking down those threes, look out. And
Yeah.
Casper has he's been all around the county here, so he's touching every city in Douglas County, I think, from his range here. But
correct.
But at that standpoint, they've owned the boards, easy putbacks,
and really, you look over at the scoring column here. Blue Goals now have 3 players in double figures. Number 3 is Carter Hushka, who's got 12. Number 15 is Cade Hall. He's on the board with 10. And then also number 30, Michael Casper's got 14. So good even balanced scoring there for the Blue Goals. And with that, let's go kick it down to Xavier Walt.
Yeah, as you guys were saying, the 3-ball, that has been the identity, and I was talking to Coach Seiverling before the game. That has been their identity. They're not going to stray away from that. They know the UWS plays physical inside, so let's kick it to the outside. And again, Michael Casper has been their sharpshooter for the majority of the season, was a little quiet in the first half, but now they're 4 for 7 from beyond the arc here in the second half, and the not-so-friendly Ghost has 3 of them. Back to you guys.
Nope, that's good stuff there, Xavier. And and Craig, you nailed it. I mean, if they start getting hot from outside, which they have, it's going to make a big difference in the game. And you look at the scoreboard, and that's what it shows.
Well, if you're running an effective 5 out, you start knocking down threes, that means defense is coming further out.
Yeah.
And that leaves the lane wide open.
Correct.
And that's where you're seeing those drives and penetration there.
So Yellow Jackets out of the timeout here. We'll try to put a dent in the big blue-gold lead. Here's Walker. And Moberg, mid-range jumper, will rattle in and good for Moberg. So a good bucket there by Moberg. Gets the Yellow Jackets going here. 20-point advantage for the Blue Gold. 7:36 remaining in regulation. Good defense there. That was Reed Johnson for the Yellow Jackets going straight up. Gets deflected off him. And possession will stay with the Blue Golds. Blair will inbound here for the Blue Golds. And top of the key, here's Blair, mid-range jumper, no good, but that's followed, and that's just not, the Yellow Jackets not doing their job cleaning up those boards. That's Carter Lischin that scores that bucket. And that's been a curse for the Yellow Jackets. You just can't give up those second opportunities. Here is
Well, and
Mulberg.
part of that, too, though, when luck's on your side, luck's on your side.
Yeah.
You get the rolls, you get the bounces. And they're definitely getting the bounces here tonight.
Yeah, and you're right, Craig. Sometimes when you're rolling, it all kind of goes down the way you want it to. And on the flip side, when it's not, it's not. And with that, it looks like we are going to have... Not sure what the call was down there. Did they call a jump ball or?
No, they called a foul on the floor. That was against
I didn't see
Michael Casper.
Okay.
That was his second personal, team's fourth. It was before the shot. It was on the ground.
Must have been holding him. Here's Walker. Step back. Back rim no good. And again, the Blue Golds doing what they've done really well all game is giving the Yellow Jackets one shot, and that is it.
Yeah, the one shot is a challenge shot, too.
Correct. Yep, that was Blair on the rebound. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Blue Golds. Want to thank everybody again for tuning into the iFan Sports Network. Again, if you want to give a shout out, you can do that right on our page. Love to hear from you and where you're at and who you're cheering on, and we will mention that on air when we get a moment. There's Blair, near side three. At rims, no good, and it's going to go the way of the Yellow Jackets. And checking in for the Yellow Jackets, seldom used, number 33, Slayton Stroshon. He's a 6'8 freshman, Allborn, Minnesota. He's from Southridge, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump down the way here in Minnesota here, Craig.
Yep. Some size does not hurt.
No. And at this point, why not give the young fella some time here, see what he can do. He's got the ball in his hands right now. He kicks back to Barker. Barker will try to get to the rim. He's denied. And here is Moberg. That one gets blocked.
Might have been a foul on that.
Yeah, I thought so too. And that layup is up and good. And that was Cade Hall with the bucket. and extends that lead to 24 points here for the Blue Golds. Here's Walker. And that one, I don't know if that slipped out of Barker's hands or stolen. Nonetheless, the Blue Golds have possession and really just ruling this game in every capacity now, Craig.
The Blue Gold fans are loving it.
Yeah, they certainly are. Here's a three-point attempt, front rim, no good. And that's been the story of this game. Second, third opportunities, although that one's going to get thrown away, and that's going to be an over and back call. And there's the whistle. Frustrating game for the Yellow Jackets and Coach Polkowski. You know
what I like about him, though? He's coaching just as hard as he did the way the whistle sounded to start the game.
Yep, and that's good to see. Yeah, there's no give up in Coach Polkowski or these Yellow Jackets.
Well, and this game doesn't quite really mean anything per se in that standpoint either.
Correct. Yep.
Right, using it for competition.
And here's Moberg. He finds. That's Beers, no good. Fought for, and Blue Golds come away with it. That was number 5, Drew Maloney, who's been active on the boards tonight for the Blue Golds. And Micah Young now into the game for the Yellow Jackets. He's another freshman out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, from Edison High School. And that's going to be a foul. I believe that's going to get called on Slayton Stroshine, and that'll send the Blue Golds to the line to shoot 2 here. 4:34 remains in the contest. And at the line looks like that's Maloney. First one up and no good. And coming into the game is Briggs back in, and also entering in is, for the first time, is Trey Whitaker, 6'7" sophomore from Hammond, Wisconsin, St. Croix Central, who we have seen this year as they played the Superior Spartans here earlier in the season that went to an overtime with the Spartans knocking off St. Croix Central in what was a heck of a game. So it looks like, Craig, we're going to get a lot of quality time here for some backups for the Yellow Jackets, which is invaluable. You get some floor time. That was number 21, Luke Fehrenbacher, coming in from Batavia, Illinois. He's a junior. Here's Briggs. Will run the point here for the Yellow Jackets. Back to Briggs. Far side, dribble drive penetration, but it's stolen away by the Blue Golds. That's number 4, and that shot is up and in. And are we going to get a foul on that one? We are. That was Caden Litch. It did not go in. My bad. But nonetheless, he's going to get to go to the line to shoot 2, and that foul is going to go on number 2 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Max Briggs, his second. Team 6th. 64-40 is our score. 4:10 remaining in the contest. Back rim no good. Yeah, and Xavier brought up a good point. A lot of youth on the court right now for the Yellow Jackets. And it's a good thing. I mean, you want to see what they can do against a quality basketball team. It looks like the Blue Golds still have the majority of their starters out there right now. Here's Briggs, top of the key to Whitaker. And there's a shot up, and that one's up and in. Luke Fehrenbacher, he drains that one, the junior from Batavia, Illinois. Drains what I believe is his first bucket of the season.
He just caught it, shot it.
Yep, catch
all
and shoot.
In the flow.
Absolutely. Yep, first shot, first bucket. He's shooting 1,000%, boy. He's
Quit
leading,
now.
He's leading the. He's leading the country. Coming in for the Blue Goats for the first time is going to be number 22, Derek Lindert, 6'1" sophomore from Partyville, Wisconsin. Partyville, Wisconsin, Craig. Any idea?
No. I have had so many, and I've always prided myself on knowing where.
Me too. And I've been to a lot of places in Wisconsin
yes.
like you, but that one's not ringing a bell.
I've been to a lot of small towns, and that one does not ring a bell.
3-point attempt near side, rims out. That shot was up by Carter Lishan. And Briggs will control here for the Yellow Jackets as this one starts to get salted away.
That might actually be our Google location of the day.
There you go. Here's Barriers to Briggs. Briggs back out to Beers. And that shot is up, and he drains it.
Nice turnaround.
Andrew Beers, turnaround jumper, 6'7" freshman from Slinger, Wisconsin. And another 3-point attempt. That one's up and no good. That shot attempted by Derek Lindert, who had just entered the game here recently. Here's Briggs to Beers. Back over to Fehrenbacher. No. Trying to go to school that was number 35, Trey Whitaker, but no luck on that one. Gonna have some new subs coming in here at the next whistle for the Yellow Jackets. And a big round of applause for, I think he's fan favorite for the Yellow Jackets, is Rocco Paulson. He is a 6'8" freshman out of Duluth East, and we're going to go right to Xavier. What do you got, Xavier?
Hey, guys, can you please cheer if you love Rocco Paulson? Thank you very much.
Yeah, Rocco Baldi does have a big cheering section down there. I noticed some women's soccer players down there, among others down there. Oh, we
have a sideline interview.
All right, we got a sideline interview. What do we got?
Hi, I'm Jesse Kakowski, and Rocco is pretty cool. And yeah, he's playing right now. And can I announce the game? Okay, he's playing defense. Oh, take him, Rocco. Oh, no, yeah!
Okay.
Good deep Rocco with the rebound.
Yeah, plenty of.
Rocco with the rebound.
I think I can retire now. We found our new
sideline.
Yeah, we got someone to call the games for us now. A lot of energy for Rocco Paulson, local native out of Duluth East. And that shot is up and in. And that was number 21, Luke Fehrenbacher.
Making the most of his time for sure.
Also back in into the first time is Jackson Alfrey, sophomore out of West Jordan, Utah. There's also Kyle Bilodeau into the game. Let's see if they get the rock here to Paulson. He's going to carve up some space down low. Let's see if they get him the rock. He's asking for it. They get it to him. Loses the handle. Kicks it. Oh, I thought he was going to go up with that one. And 3-point attempt, no good, but Paulson with his first career rebound. And he's going to go to school here, and that shot is up, and the crowd goes absolutely crazy. Rocco Paulson, first career points as a Yellow Jacket. Pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely.
What do you got, Xavier?
How are we feeling about Rocco's first point?
Rocco's doing amazing. Oh, get him, Rocco. Okay, Rocco just scored 2 points, and he got a rebound too, and he did so good, and now he's playing defense on a point guard. Get him, Rocco. Oh, nice, Rocco. Oh, that's okay, Rocco. It happens.
For the Yellow Jackets. Good play calling down there by a fan in the stands. 3-point attempt is no good, and this one will go final. Had a little bit of fun there at the end. It's nice to see kids like Rocco Paulson get his first career bucket, and probably the loudest cheers of anybody of the game there, Craig.
Yeah, they even got play-by-play announcers for your fan group.
I mean, how many players get that, right? I mean, you could go a whole career and not get that. And Paulson gets that in his freshman season. And as I said here, this one will go final, and Eau Claire will walk away and head back down south on 53 with a 65-48 victory here at the Mertz. And Craig, really, other than maybe the first handful of minutes of the game where the Yellow Jackets got off to a really strong start, there was a lot of energy. You could kind of feel something kind of cooking for the Yellow Jackets. But after that, it didn't take long where the Blue Golds got into their form of what they wanted to do in this game. They played really good defense. They rebounded the heck out of the basketball and really took control of this game, and they salted this thing away.
Yeah, I really think the difference was the rebounding for sure. It was they got those second chance points, really controlled the Jackets, kind of a one and out on the offensive side of things, and come down, and then they also heated up in the second half from beyond the arc as well.
And we're going to go down to Coach Greg Polkowski for interview at end game here.
Coach, learning experience. It's about the best thing I can say. How about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do right now. I mean, we got overwhelmed in the second half with their, we turned it over too much. They got on top of us quick with their press. It got to 14 or 16 pretty quick, and then, they're too good of a team. Not to say we're not capable of chipping back at that, but when you hit a wave like that, and we've got to keep it closer. We got to keep it within better striking distance than that, and not a big run like that. So, that's on us, and we got to figure that out. I thought there was some glimmers of improvement from last week, and now we just got to take that and roll with it moving forward. And we're back on the road again, and we'll face two tough teams in Green Bay, and then we'll get into conference play. But we'll get it going. But we got to keep doing the work to do that. So,
well, it's good that everybody's back
Thank
healthy
you so much,
too.
Coach.
Thank you for that interview with Coach Polkowski. Xavier, good work down there.
Have a second, please.
Yeah, what do you got, Xavier?
So, that was Jessie Kukowski that we were talking to, Rocco Paulson's #1 fan. She asked if we were hiring. And she was dead serious. I have her email right here along with her name. Craig, you got maybe another recruit.
Sounds great. Yeah, we're always looking for more people to help out, and actually she's got a lot of energy, that we can say. So that is fantastic. And, it's great. And to really put this in perspective again, Coach is looking to make a mark out of moving off of that slide, right?
Yeah.
We got to have some positivity. And, there's a couple things that kind of glaring at them right now, which they'll tighten up. I mean, that's what practice is for, and these tests that happen out here, and you get to see what you studied. And, again, it's going back for conference play.
It is, and that really, the nuts and bolts of the season is going to come into their conference play, because that's what's going to get you. If you get that top four, you're going to be in the conference playoffs, and if you're able to come out of that and win it, you're going to get an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament, which is really one of your top goals coming into the season. So the Yellow Jackets will look to get back into form. But I will say this, Craig, the UW-Eau Claire Blue Golds, they're no slouch.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, you look at their size, they're strong, physical, and you know what? They will the ball. And that's where those rebounds came from. They had some that they just ended up taking away from us, and that ultimately really was the difference in this game, is the rebounding. Yeah,
when you can control the boards like they did tonight, you're going to have a high success rate, and you're going to win a lot of ball games. Now, we'll see what that does for the Blue Golds going forward as they go back to conference play here probably right after the first of the year, I'm guessing. But looks like, we might get a chance to get an interview with Rocco Paulson. If you can get him, Xavier, go get him. We'd love to hear from him. And I'm hoping we can get some final stats. I'm waiting for our statisticians to run up the stats here, and we may or may not get those. But we will name a player of the game, Numi Jeweler Gem of the game. And, there was a lot of quality players here tonight for the Blue Golds. and there's at least 2 or 3 that you can name. But I'm looking at this, and I got 2 players in my mind.
I have 2 as well.
I got number 30, and I have number 3 is who I have.
My exact 2. I was going to go with number 3 and number 30.
Right. Yep. And you know what? They're both seniors. I was going to say it's going to go to the senior. Well, they're both seniors. So we'll do a duel. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll be dual Numi Jeweler gems of the game. It's going to be Carter Hushka, the 6'7" senior from Farmington, Minnesota, who had a whale of a game. And he really, not only from a scoring perspective, but he did a great job on the boards and was all over the court tonight. And then also number 30 for the Blue Golds was Michael Casper, 6'1" senior guard from Merrill, Wisconsin, also playing a whale of a game. Those 2 were the leaders here for the Blue Golds this evening, leading the way to a 65-48 victory here at the Mertz.
Yeah, I don't think stats are going to be coming up here.
No, it looks like they're shutting her down there.
Yep.
I'd love for you to run me some stats. That'll give you time to get Rocco.
Yeah, and I don't anticipate that the players will be out real quick.
Maybe not.
Being the coaching staff hasn't even entered into the locker room, and that's a good thing too, right? Let the players talk, let them do their thing, and then let the coaches come.
Yeah, I like to do that too. Even like when I was coaching at the youth levels, a lot of times I just let the kids figure it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they talk through things and when they get quiet, that's when I would intervene. Like, are you guys going to talk to each other? Are you going to say anything? Thanks, Xavier. And so I like the way that Coach Polkowski goes about his business, lets the players talk about it. Now he's entering into the locker room to have a little talk with them. You know, and again, I think he was looking for energy in this game, and they did have some energy in this game. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of glimpses of things that you like to see from that 5-0 start team, and but I really think you really have to see the emotion, and they really ride high on that emotion. You see when a couple of those shots go well, they get the 3-point play, they get, they draw a charge, something. You get that energy that really helps propel them, I think.
Yep, absolutely true. Let's go over the game stats as we try to wrap things up here. Again, the final score: UW-Eau Claire 67, the Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets 48. For the Blue Golds, Carter Hushka, who is our Numi Jeweler gem of the game, he was 7 of 10 from the field, had 7 rebounds and a total of 14 points. So all examples why he was a Numi Jeweler gem of the game. Drew Maloney, he was 1 for 3 from the field, scored 2 total points, had 5 rebounds. So good all-around floor game there for Maloney. Cade Hall, number 15, 6 from 10 from the field. So shooting 60% from the field, and also had 7 rebounds, and he was good for 12 points. That was another one that Cade Hall had a fantastic game. Nolan Blair, 2 for 10 from the field and 3 rebounds, and he was good for 5 total points. Michael Casper, our other Numi Jeweler gem of the game, he was 5 for 8 from the field, including 4 for 6 from behind the arc, shooting a high percentage from behind the arc. He did get 4 rebounds, and he totaled 14 total points here tonight for the Blue Golds. Caden Leccia, 1 for 3, and he was good for 4 points. Gunnar T-Bon, 3 for 10 from the field, 3 rebounds, 9 total points for T-Bon. Connor Lischchen, 2 of 4 from the field, 5 rebounds, and total of 5 points as well. And that was the total scoring for the Blue Golds. They were 28 of 63 from the field overall, 7 of 22 from behind the arc, and 4 of 8 from the free throw line. On the flip side for the Yellow Jackets, Reed Johnson, 1 for 4 from the field. He did hit that one tray, 2 total rebounds for Johnson. TJ Moberg, 3 of 7 from the field, 0 for 3 from behind the arc. And that's, Craig, we talked a little bit about it, and this has been a constant problem here over the last 3 games for the Yellow Jackets. They just have not shot well from behind the arc. I'm looking at the stats here, 2 for 17 from behind the line.
Yeah, and a couple of them were
And one was
like
early on.
Coach Pukowski talked about that, taking those early shots, not really the advised shot that he's really looking for. But then again, if you're when you're a shooter, when you're open.
Yeah. So, and Moberg does finish with the 7 points. Joey Barker had a tough game from the field. You don't see him go scoreless very often. He was 0 for 5 from the field. He did get 6 rebounds, but no points on the board for Barker tonight. Fahrenholtz 4 and 12 from the field, 6 boards, 8 total points. Javon Walker 7 of 14, so he was 50% from the field. 2 total rebounds and 14 total points. He was the leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets this evening. Ty Melchert 1 for 3 from the field and a total of 3 points. Andrew Beers 1 bucket, 2 points for him. And the only other, we got Evan Bennett was the only one. Oh, I got a couple more scores here. Evan Bennett had 3 points there in the first half, scored those 3 free throws on the 3-point attempt. Max Briggs 1 bucket, 1 for 1 from the field. And Luke Fehrenbacher, who got in the game late there, was 2 of 4 from the field, scored 4 points. And rounding out the scoring for the Yellow Jackets and getting his first Yellow Jacket bucket of his career and also getting a lot of crowd love was Rocco Paulson, just from across the bridge at Duluth East. I got a chance to watch him play for a few years against our Spartans. And right on cue is Rocco Paulson. We're going to get him on air here with Xavier. All right, Xavier, let's hear it.
Down here courtside with everyone's favorite human being and UWS Yellow Jacket, Rocco Paulson. Congratulations on your first bucket.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? You got out there for some, I want to say it was 3 or 4 minutes. You played fantastic. 2 boards, including an offensive board, a made bucket, and a block on the one end. How are you feeling after that?
If I'm being completely honest, I was seeing black while I was playing. I was very excited.
Love it.
I was out there. I was cheesing. I was smiling the whole time, as per usual. But it was nice to be able to go out and do something.
You seem to be semi-popular with the student section. I don't know if you noticed that, but it was actually deafening over here as soon as you checked in. And as soon as you made a bucket, and I will say bodied your defender right off the ball, the place went nuts. Did you notice that, or were you still blacked out?
I noticed it. It added to the atmosphere. I was still very nervous, very excited. But, you got to stay composed, but I flashed a smile.
Rocco, thank you so much. I know you got some family to go see over there, and I'm keeping you from it. Congratulations on your first bucket.
Good stuff there, Xavier. That was great stuff from Rocco Paulson. And, it seems like, Craig, every team has one of those fan favorites. Oh, yeah. Rocco Paulson's definitely one of those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's you tap into that. You can tap into that energy, and that will be fantastic.
Well, and I do believe, Craig, too. I mean, he can do some damage down low. He's a big-framed young man. He's 6'8", and, just a freshman. I think given time, as time goes on and his years go on here as a Yellow Jacket, he'll start to garner more playing time, is my guess, and become more of an impact here for the Yellow Jackets. But with that, though, that's going to draw the final here from the iFan Sports Network. We want to thank you again for tuning in. That's our last Yellow Jacket game of the year.
Yeah, because their next 2 games are in the holiday tournament. They'll be over in Green Bay, I believe, for that. And so that's what Coach is talking about. And then once you turn the calendar year, that's when it really hits the pavement, right? That means you're back in conference play. You get a couple non-conference through there, but most of them are all conference games from there on out.
Yep, and those are the crucial ones, which that's what they're building this for right now, is getting back into that conference play. And Matt, thank you. And so we'll look forward to that. And we want to again thank everybody for tuning in. And again, we'll go final here. The Eau Claire Blue Gold 67, Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets 48. And with that, thanks again for tuning in the iFan Sports Network, and we will see you next time. Have a great evening.